Hey everybody, welcome to this week's layout update. I figured I'd try something a little bit different and show you the before I started working on it and the after. I'm gonna work on this section over here today and maybe this sometime during this week. This is McClellan Boulevard, or Avenue, McClellan Avenue. I'm gonna put the I got the bridge taken out or removed that goes over the road on the belt line. The bridge in the back is stationary, it's in there good enough. I had to cut new concrete backer piece here, or concrete retaining walls I guess they are, and I painted these on this side. I filled that in there, and I've got this one to fill in and work on a little bit, and probably a little bit of paint coming this way. You can see how it comes down on this side. So it don't look the best, but I'm gonna do some work to it and we'll see how it looks here in a little bit. I'm probably gonna paint this first, and then I have these concrete like curbs to put down in the middle, like dividers for the road, and then I got to do some dividing stripes for each lane, and then maybe an arrow or something going up the on-ramp and vice versa. But just stick with me, we'll see what it looks like in a little bit. All right, as you can see, painting everything brown makes a huge difference. The green square in the middle is going to be painted gray. I anticipate a rock parking lot to be there, and the rest of it I'm not too sure about yet. After I paint that gray, I have a road over here to paint in, and I know the paint's not really that great for a road, but it helps me to determine where the roads are going to be. And this one's going to come off from this area and go around behind this warehouse. Not enough room behind there for really anything, but it's just for looks anyway. Look at that, that's custom built by my friend Scott. It's pretty awesome. And then that road's going to go back here to the grain elevator or Purina or whatever that's going to be. So I'll get working on that here in just a minute. All right, so I got this road painted in, and I got a little access road to the water tower there. Since this is Apple Creek, I'm thinking about painting the water tower red, like maybe the bottom or this part here, and kind of like maybe look like an apple with a little bit of green like on the top, like the stem. Thought that'd be kind of cute, but I don't know. But I got the parking lot in, a little road going around, goes all the way over to well, I'm just gonna call that Purina right now, the concrete place or the dog food place or the grain elevator, whatever it's gonna be. And then I went around and I painted. This is the road to nowhere, comes from nowhere, follows the railroad like an access road. A little parking lot here for the oil trucks to come in, and then I did a little, like what will be a gravel road and a little parking area for a little depot over here. So, and I know what you're thinking, you know, the road doesn't go anywhere, but when all the trees and everything are there, it will simulate, you know, going behind the grain elevator to the front part. So you just got to use a little imagination. Just can't see it, but you know, selective compression. Don't really need to paint it or put it in if you can't see it. So that's that. So it's been pretty nice out here today. Today is Wednesday, and I'm recovering from a back injury. I got a reoccurring injury that flares up every now and then that I can't stand, I can't walk, can't hardly move around, a lot of pain. It takes about 3 or 4 days to go away, and I'm on day 3 now, so I'm able to walk around and do a few things. As long as I don't overdo it, I'm all right. My wife's had to help me get dressed and put on my shoes and my socks, and that's very humbling, let me tell you. But I'm feeling pretty good now, so I'm gonna come out here and we'll do a little bit. Let's see what we've done over here. So my concrete retaining wall, that is glued in. The center line curb is all glued in. The bridge support, which is really not necessary, but it just kind of looks cool, it's glued in, as well as concrete retaining wall here, and you can see the one there in the back where I got the weight holding it in place. So I've also went through and put in some of this, it's like a wall joint compound, but it's a lot lighter, and it's a different type of material, and I think it's a little bit more, I don't want to say spongy, but I don't think it dries hard. I think it has some little bit of flexibility to it. And I also went through and I did a crossing right here, and I filled in between the rails all the way back here, because the fire station's on this side. There's another fire station on this side, and I want this to kind of look like a concrete sidewalk going in between each, something like this. Kind of give you that simulated street running, but you know, it's just between two buildings, so the firefighters can walk back and forth. I thought that's kind of neat. Now, I was going to do street running down this entire set of tracks here, and I'm not really going to do that now, but I think what I'm going to do is I will, this hole will all be dirt, and I think I'll put dirt in between the rails and dirt on this side so that it just kind of looks like a field, like an open field, and you can barely see the tracks going through. As long as the cars and the engines can go through without derailing, I think it'll be all right. So we'll see. That might not look all right, but it might look okay. We'll see. If I don't like it, I'm gonna do a little section. If I don't like it, then I won't be doing it. But I got a lot of sanding to do. You can see that I painted all this. I got the gray in there, and that's pretty cool. This is my my backdrop depot that goes over here. It's mounted above McClellan Avenue. It's got a couple of LED lights on there, and I don't really like the way they look, so I think I might order some LEDs that look like exterior lighting. I might put those on there so it gives a little bit better look. But we'll see, we'll see. I'm gonna hook those up to a 9-volt and see how bright they are, and maybe they'll look all right, maybe not. I don't know, we'll find out. But a lot of cool things going on. I took out this track that's by the freight house, put in some new power drops. Got another piece of track that's gonna go back here, and I'll be working on that this elevated section where it goes up grade and then goes to the bridge. And once I get that in, I'll be pretty happy. But I decided to work over here because I don't have to bend over so much right now. I can stand up and do most of the work, like I said, on my back. And I got to kind of be smart about things. And I think I slept all day yesterday. I bet you I slept 18 out of 24 hours. It was crazy. But I still got stuff to do way over there in the Hudson Mine area. I'm going to get back to work on that when I can, start bending over a little bit more, because I have to stand on something and then bend over to, work on cutting the foam and all that stuff and everything. So a couple more days, I will be working on that. Yeah, I guess that's all for this small little segment. And just sit right where you're at. You'll fade out, fade into the next one. All right, so we're back over here at Howard Street, Apple Creek. You see I put down a little bit of ballast underneath of the grade crossing tower. I put in some sidewalks next to the railroad tracks there, and I filled in an area between the rails, or the area between the rails, and you can see I put in the expansion joints, and I painted this color called concrete, and I think I got it right here. So you can really tell the difference between that and the gray that I use for roads. I think what I'm going to do is everything that's gray, I'm going to paint with this concrete paint, and I'll put in some expansion joints in that later on. I'm not gonna, if it doesn't look good, then I'll go back through and I'll put in something to, simulate the concrete, but I think it's just gonna be like this right now. So I'm liking how this is looking. Now I just need to go through and work on the brick and put in the mortar like this, because you can really tell the difference between these two kits when they're basically the same kit. So since I'm so happy with that, I need to come through and sand this and paint this as well, and then I'll put in some yellow and white lines on here, and then I'll put the bridge back in on the belt line and be able to run trains on that again. So Apple Creek is getting a little attention. I'm liking it. I hope you're liking it too. Oh, and I got an email yesterday from Charles, and Charles was telling me, he made a comment about the duck unders on my layout. How, when you're 30, that's great, but when you're 70, it's not so great. So I believe Charles is a new subscriber. Obviously, he does not know I have a gate. So you don't have to duck under at all unless you're being lazy and you don't want to walk 50 feet to go 10 feet. So that's the deal. So the gate works great. And if you have not watched any of my videos before, go check out some of the layout update playlists And I think it was about 15, 16 months ago, I put the gate in, maybe a little bit longer than that. And you can see how it took me, I think the third or fourth iteration, I finally got it right, and I was happy with it. So go check that out. All right, so for some reason, I don't even know why, I decided to throw a little bit of ballast down here. And this is on the belt line. And this is my clear signal that, what's the name of it? Non-automatic block clear signal, or clear non-automatic block. Doesn't mean anything, it's just green. And I thought it looked good there, so I put it there. And it's got a little clear piece of plastic, like green plastic in there, so it makes it look like it's lit up a little bit, but it's not. But I just threw this down there, and I worked on this crossing just because, I don't know, I just felt like doing it. Like in the last little segment of the video, you know, my back is still bothering me. It's the day after, or 2 days after, one or the other. But my back is still really messed up, so I can't really bend over any. So as long as I'm standing up, I'm doing okay. So I stand on my little stool here with my my bodyguard, and I just did this in about, you know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And I'm waiting for the oven to go off so I can go get my dinner. But I just thought I'd show you just little things here and there. They always help. I mean, even if you can only come outside for 15 minutes or go to your training room for 15 minutes and do 10 minutes of work or something like that, it all adds up in the end, as all these videos have shown. Yet, this whole little section over here that I've been working on throughout this video is probably about 4 or 5 hours worth. This little section here that I highlighted in the last segment, this is about 3 or 4 hours of work. You know, I mean, this really was a pain. I can't remember if I talked about this or not, but I had to go through and clean out the flangeways, and that took me probably an hour, at least an hour. And then on the bottom sides of these sidewalks, I had a piece of plastic I had to cut off and sand down, so that took me a little while. And just, you know, a bunch of little stuff that adds up to time and everything. And then I put down a little too much wet water, and my glue wasn't drying right, so I added some more glue, so this is all solid now. But I think this is going to be a really cool scene, and I'm really excited about this part of it because, you know, I seem to take all my videos on the other side of the layout in the back room. But I don't know, I guess this is the fun part of the layout where you can do all your switching versus the mainline runs. This section of the layout here is going to be it's going to be dirt from the edge of the layout all the way up to the rail. And it's going to be dirt and grass in between, and then dirt on this side. So my plan is you won't really notice the rail here too much if you're looking at the town. I want to take the focus from the train here to the city itself, and maybe the trains in the back a little bit, and whatever backdrop I ended up putting back here. But I think it'll look pretty neat, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do that this weekend. But being that this is Sunday night that you're watching this, I may go ahead and do some of it, just kind of give you an idea. And hopefully by Monday, my back will be back to normal. My back will be back to normal. That's say that 5 times real fast. But hopefully my injuries will have subsided by then. Subsided? Yeah. And I can get back to work on the other side over there by the Hudson coal mines and everything. So, but you know, no matter what you do, you always got to find a little something to do. I also have a DCC project I'm working on. I worked on a locomotive for Charles Carter, I think his name was. He sent me an Athearn Genesis GP7, and I worked on it for him and sent that back to him already. And I got a bunch of projects for Greg I need to work on and everything. So once I get all this put back in, you know, it'll be probably another couple weeks, 2-3 weeks before another layout update comes on, so I can catch up on some projects. I do have some videos that'll come out here probably next Sunday, and maybe one in the middle of the week on some 3D printed projects. Eric Ernest, he has a YouTube channel now. I'm not sure what it is, I gotta find it, but I'll put it in the description. And he also has an Instagram and some other stuff, so I'm gonna share those with you because Eric's a friend of mine, and he's awesome. He's freaking awesome. But this model here will be one that I highlight. It's not one of Eric's. This came from Whistle Stop Models, And I looked underneath of it, and there's an outhouse in there, or probably a porta-john. But I'm gonna work on this building also, and the kit that oh, what's his name, John? I think his name is John, that sent it to me. So there'll be 2 separate videos, because I'm not gonna mix people's 3D printed projects up in one video. I want you to see all of Eric's projects and all of John's projects that he sent, and see how they turn out. So that'll probably be coming up here soon. So let me get back to work here, and talk to you in just a minute. All right, so this is going to be the last chapter of this video. I went ahead and applied some dirt and some ground foliage, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm trying to hide the tracks a little bit so that at certain angles you won't really see it so much, and I think it'll look pretty cool. I think it's going to look pretty cool. I have to, of course, clean out the flangeways and stuff. I went ahead and I painted all the concrete with that concrete paint. I have some decals, like some stick-on decals by, let's see, who is this? By Highways and Byways Model Railroad Graphics. And I need to get some white stripes also, because I got a bunch of yellow, and then I realized, hey, I need a bunch of white as well. So it is what it is. I don't remember seeing any white. I was kind of in a hurry, so I probably just grabbed what I saw, and that was it, but I didn't look. Also blasted some flat rock, flat river rock is what I use for concrete as well. And it blends in pretty well, and you kind of see the difference between the two right there. But this is not going to be like a key scene, so I'm not too worried about the differences in the color. And once I run some India ink over everything, I think it'll look a little better. I did some India ink on this side of the road. You can kind of see the difference, but once I put in the lines and everything else, I think it'll look a lot better. I got the little town square park to work on still. I got a little fountain that's going to go in there. It's just basically concrete. I'm going to put a little bit of water in there. Look like a giant bird feeder, I guess, when I'm done with it. A birch tree on each side, and some shrubs in the middle. I got all this stuff over here. I should have set it up for you, but it'll have some shrubs like this, and I need to get some signage, some one-way signs and things like that, and I think it'll look pretty neat when I'm done. But these birch trees are, where are they at? These are Woodland Scenics birch trees, and if you're wondering, I got hair in my mouth, wondering why I went with birch, and simply because when I was a kid, my Uncle Lyle had a birch tree at his house, and for some reason, I just thought that was the coolest damn thing. So, and the bark really burns easy. So whenever you go to survival school, you learn that that's the easiest way to start a fire, with some birch bark and all that. So I think it's going to look pretty cool when I'm done with this. At least it'll look good for some photos and some run-bys. I know y'all getting tired of the same old scenes and stuff like that. And the good news is, today's Saturday. You're watching on Sunday or after. My back is feeling a million times better today. So hopefully tomorrow or Monday, I'll be back to normal, and I can get back to work over by the Hudson 2 and Hudson 1 mines, because I got to bend over a lot, and it really puts a lot of stress on my back. So I'm trying to do things where all I have to do is just stand up right now. And I worked on this part here as well. Painted concrete all the way out to this grade crossing. This is some Sculptamold, not Sculptamold. It is, I might have shown you this already, I can't remember. This is what happens when I film over a period of a week. I forget what I talk about. Yeah, lightweight spackle by DAP. This stuff is pretty cool. Easy to work with. Not as good as regular spackle, but it's lightweight stuff, and it don't look too shabby. So I got to do the flangeways here, and I got this whole section ballasted and worked on right here. My little non-automatic block clear signal. And, I couldn't remember the rules, so I had to look up the rules for this last night. It's basically just a signal that says the next block is clear, but you don't know what the next signal is. So slow to restricted speed unless you know what the next signal is. If you're delayed in the block, restricted speed to the next signal. And I never saw one on my time on the railroad. We did have a non-automatic block approach signal at Barber Junction there in Cleveland, and everybody knows about Barber Junction, it seems like. And then we had one of those there on both sides on the W line, the Winston to Charlotte line. And it just told us that, hey, a mile up the track is the interlocker. That's all it meant. And So we was prepared to stop at a stop signal because it was always a stop signal. You never got a clear signal there. You had to go manually get your clear signal after talking to the dispatcher and line yourself across. And it was kind of a pain, but at the same time, you know, it worked. It worked. And, you know, as a lazy ass conductor that I wasn't really trying to work real hard. So whatever took up some more time, it got me paid more on the job that, you know, after 8 hours was overtime. That's what we did. And that's what I was taught, and that's what I did. So if I could get overtime, I did everything I could to stall out and get over that 8 hours and get some overtime. So this is Apple Creek as it looks today. No more videos or no more layout updates for probably a couple of weeks, even though the weather's cooled off a lot. I will be doing some work in here, but I got a lot of other priorities I got to get done. And got some work on the house to do, got some kitchen stuff to get finished, and all that. So I'm gonna try to focus more on the house. The more I get done on the house remodel, the more Lisa doesn't fuss too much about me being out here. Plus, you know, it's cooling down a little bit, so I can get out here a little bit. But things are happening. I'm gonna focus on McClellan Avenue here, and hopefully this will be finished by the next time you come and watch the video. And I'm working on this section over here, and I'm really starting to like this part of the layout. I always liked it. I've always liked it, but I think it's really starting to come around. It's going to be great for some run-bys and some photos and stuff like that. And I'm really liking the way this is looking right here. So I appreciate you all watching. Oh, I'll give you an Elvis update. Elvis is doing really good. I think we've raised $1,700 already. There's a gentleman. I cannot remember his name. Let me go look. Hey, sorry about that. So Charles Henderson, that was the name I was looking for. I couldn't remember, so I had to go pull up the GoFundMe. Charles has given twice. So Charles, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. My friend John Lazar has given twice. I said, no one can really put in the words sometimes how humbling it is when people donate to a cause that, you know, benefits you. Not really, well, not benefits me. I benefit because my dog's alive, but you know, it really touches me. And you know, thank you to everybody. I can't remember everybody's name. I forgot John's name a couple weeks ago, and I texted him. I felt so bad because I forgot to mention him. But Eric Ernest from ErnestTrains.com. Eric has donated. His wife had surgery on the day that he donated, and you know, it really touched me with his message that he was very apologetic that he couldn't do more. And I was like, you know, your wife just had surgery, so what do you want me to do? I can't be upset. I mean, my God. I mean, so, but it really is wonderful and humbling that I have such good friends that I've met through model trains or met through YouTube or, you know, met on Facebook or, you know, some of the groups that I'm in on. Well, I look like a hot mess. I should have brushed my hair before I got on camera. But, you know, I greatly appreciate everybody. If you would like to donate, you don't really have to, but if you could copy the link and then share it on your socials, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want to donate, feel free to donate, and you know, I'll give you a shout out. If you have a YouTube channel or something like that, I'll promote your channel for you for a while and all that stuff, because I'm very appreciative and I reciprocate appreciation. So if you do something for me, I'm definitely going to do something for you. So once again, Charles Henderson, thank you very much for donating multiple times. Eric, thank you for donating. John, thank you for donating. Trainiac, I believe he donated as well. Oh my gosh, so many people have donated, and thank you. Elvis is doing great, and you know, we are thrilled to have him in our life still. Elvis is one of those dogs that when you meet him, he touches your heart, and everybody loves him. I've never met anybody who said, I hate your dog, or your dog's an asshole, or anything like that. Everybody's talking about how well behaved he is, how great his training is, and all this other stuff. So thank you all very much, and come back next week. It'll be a video on some 3D printed products by Eric Ernest and ErnestTrains.com, and then the following week will be a layout update. 3 weeks from now will be another 3D printed project from WhistleStopModels.com. So keep coming back, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.